Hey y'all. What's up, everybody? What's going on? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? Tasha checking in with another video, and this is going to be none other than our weekly review of Love After Lockup, the season finale, y'all. And I cannot be happier because this season had its ups and downs. If I had to rate the season overall, I would probably give it like a 5.5. But it is over with. This is the last episode, and the next thing up is going to be, I think, is Life After Lockup. And so, y'all, I'm gonna bring y'all my sauce that I got for this episode. And yeah, y'all, hold on one second. Let me fix my tripod. Fix her. All right, y'all, there she is. If it's your first time joining me, go ahead and like this video, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. Now, I'm out a little early because I had a long Sunday, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired and I'm ready to do a rest, okay? But we gonna get into this review of this episode. Now, what's going on, Joseph? Welcome to the live. Go ahead and like this video up and subscribe to the channel. If I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give this a 6. Now, this episode actually wasn't bad, okay? Y'all know before the past couple of weeks, I've been giving the episodes a 4 and under, but this one was actually a 6, and it was a season finale, so I was hoping that they gave us a little bit, more punch, pow, and sauce up in this episode, okay? Now, let's get into the review. I'm trying to give YouTube a few more minutes to let y'all know I'm on the good old YouTube. I have been keeping my good ear to the streets for the Diddy trial. So if you have missed any of the Diddy trial, okay, go on my page, check it out. What's up, Tasha? Hey, I'll be in the bushes, but I will try to comment. Absolutely. Thank you for being here, ma'am. I appreciate it. I understand. I like having a good old review or show in the background when I'm doing stuff too. So I get it. So thank y'all for being here. Happy Sunday. I give the finale, you said a 8 minus. The finale wasn't bad. I gave it a 6. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's get cracking with these couples. All right, first couple up on the docket. We're going to get them out of the good old way. What's going on? I think that's Pink Puff. Welcome to the live. Y'all make sure y'all come in the room. Do the honors of ringing the doorbell, which means you hit the like button. Okay, hit the like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. What's up, Raj Entertainment? I think that's how you say your name, Ray Raj. I'm sorry if I messed that up. Please forgive me. What's up, everybody? We about to get into it. What's up, Brooke Johnson? Welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, y'all, let's get into this review. If y'all don't watch this show, I have been watching this show from the beginning. I love After Lockup. This show has been on. This is the 6th season that it's been on, and I have been watching it from the beginning. What's going on? Hello. Hope you are. I am doing very well. Thank you so much. Oh, from Africa. Okay. Well, welcome in from the good old Africa. Okay. What's going on, Young? I don't know how to accept super chats yet. I don't think I can as of yet. I think I still have a few more milestones to go before I can do that. And speaking of that, upgrade, I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. Yay! So if you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel, share this live out, get your people involved in subscribing, check out some of my other content on the channel, and let's do this because I'm almost there. I'm almost there. All right, let's get into this episode. Let's get into the episode of the episode. I am from Washington, D.C. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, let's get started. Brian and Brooklyn is going to be the first couple. Okay, Brian and Brooklyn is so lackluster. They didn't have much going on this whole season. I'm glad the season is over, so I don't have to ever see them again. Okay, they were the most boring couple to me. They were even worse than Savannah and Bradley, and we're gonna get into their wrap up of them. But they didn't have nothing going on. So we get to this episode. Y'all know last episode Brian was with his horrible friend that was going to end up getting him sent back to jail. But I think they was just doing that for bells and whistles, right? So his friend took him to get some clothes. And after he got the clothes, he's supposed to go back to the house because he has a curfew of 3 p.m. He's on an ankle monitor. He has to be back in the house by 3 p.m. And his friend was trying to take him to the good old strip club. And he was just like, you know what? I can't be at the strip club. I got to go back to the house. Right. So Brooklyn is freaking out at the house because she's looking at the time and she's like, he's not back here yet. And it's almost 3 o'clock. So his friend is up here, funning and gunning and saying, all right, let's go. They pulled up at the strip club. It was like 2:30 something. And I was like, you're an idiot. He told you he has to be back in the house at 3 p.m. So the friend is like, all right, my bad, my bad. I was like, this friend's an idiot. He did that on purpose and just to have some camera time. Tasha said they were very boring. And his friend is what made the story, yes, somewhat okay to watch, right, for 5 minutes. Absolutely. His friend was like a relief from them too because they're boring. But again, the friend was just like, listen, I got camera time, so I'm about to do my big one while I got a moment. Okay. So he get him in the car. They on their way back to the house. Brooklyn calls Brian. She's up here yelling, talking about where you at. It's almost 3 o'clock. He's talking about he's on his way. He's such and such time away, right? When they pull up to the house, the friend pulls up right on her grass. And she's like, you on my grass. Why are you pulling up in the grass? Joseph says that was not his friend. Right. More of a bad influence than anything else. Absolutely, Joseph. I completely agree. Okay. And sometimes when you are trying to elevate, and you trying to be new and you trying to stop doing the old things that you was doing, you might have to remove some people out of your life, right? And so Brian should have removed that friend out of his life because the friend was trying to get him hemmed up. But I also think it was that it was fake. Like they were just trying to have something to give them, because I don't think that friend was really going to hem him up in that situation. They was just doing something to have something to talk about, right? Because they're boring. He pulls up on her grass. Brooklyn comes out and was like, you on my grass? And I'm like, girl, you act like your lawn won like lawn of the year in the neighborhood. As far as I'm concerned, it looked a little dusty, like it needed some water. Okay. So it's not like you had the greenest grass of all time. So I'm just like, get over it, right? So, Brian get out the car. Now, Brooklyn and said that she only met the friend last episode. I think that's a lie, like I told y'all last episode, because the way that she argues back and forth with his friend and feels comfortable talking to him in a more reckless way, you can't make me believe that she just met this friend on this particular last episode. I think they've already known each other. So they're in the doorway arguing back and forth and stuff. Really wasn't that important. Brian gets in the house. She's telling him, I'm concerned about you because I want you to be around and stay out and all of that. Okay. Fast forward, we get the daughter that is in the kitchen with Brian. She is making breakfast. They're interviewing this daughter. Again, I told y'all before, I don't believe that this daughter should be calling him bestie. I don't believe that this daughter should be interviewed about their relationship. It just seems like that the kids, I've always said that the kids should stay in the children's place and not be on camera. But for the life of me, they trying to make this makeshift family every time someone comes out, and they think it's so cute and loving and all of this crap. But it isn't. It's kind of cringe because really, Brooklyn, you don't know Brian like that, and you have a daughter that you're responsible for. So you have to ease your children when you are meeting someone new, especially someone that just got out of jail. Okay. But anyway, they're making breakfast. They end up making breakfast. Then they bring the breakfast to Brooklyn in bed. And, she's like, oh my gosh, this is really nice and all of that. Brooklyn is telling us in a confessional that she is trying to be a power couple with Brian, something like Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm like, yeah, okay, girl, whatever. That's not happening. After that, wrap it up with them. Brooklyn says that she wants to have 2 kids with Brian. Brian is off of house arrest. And they are trying to conceive. We see Brooklyn getting her all belly rubbed on and stuff like that. I'm trying to figure out how is that helping them conceive. I don't know. However, that was the end of them. I don't want to see them no more. Wrapping up Bradley and Savannah. They are not speaking to each other since they have decided not to tape anymore and break up. And both of them are single. That is it for them. 2 couples down. Let's move on to the next couple, which we are going to get into. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I take notes. Let's get into one second. Dang, I had a lot of notes. That was couple in particular. Let's get into Will and Courtney and get them out the way. Will and Courtney was the weird couple, right, of this season. They had some stuff going on, but they were kind of boring too. They weren't really all that. So we opened up right with Will running after Courtney because y'all know last week Courtney overreacted over Will talking about he was going to put her on a shelf and that he was going to treat her like an antique or something like that. Courtney blew up, made a big deal out of it. I think producers told her, look, we need y'all to turn up a little bit. Yes, Tasha, another boring couple. And she had to do something, right? Okay, she runs out. She's at the good old bus stop. Will comes up to her and he's just like, they're arguing back and forth about her sugar daddies. She says that you knew when you met me that I had sugar daddies. You wasn't giving me the money, so I had to get something. She lets us know in this episode that she actually video called some of these sugar daddies. One of them came to meet her and everything, and she claims that Will knew about the sugar daddies and he didn't have no issue with it until she got out. I would believe so, Courtney. This man married you. You're now a wife, a married woman. Like, you cannot continue to participate with the sugar daddies. But at the end of the day, Will needs to take ownership too. If you knew she was funning and gunning with all these men and she had sugar daddies, what made you think she was going to come out of jail, marry you, and then leave the past behind? We saw her on last week. She was up here taking selfies in the car with Will to send to the sugar daddies. I mean, really, just the nerve and the audacity to throw it up in his face. And I'm just like, girl, he did put money on your books. What's up, Kelly? He did put money on your books. He brought you a $10,000 ring. I mean, he has been kind of shoving out some things for you, but that is not love. Love should not be wrapped up in what a person can do for you. And that is how Courtney feels. And this is why Courtney is very immature and she is not ready to be in a relationship. What's up, Catherine Arnold? Welcome to the live. And she's not ready to be in a relationship, right? And so fast forward from that, right? She says that she tells us with the sugar daddies, she got 20K from the sugar daddies. Okay. She says she saved 1,400 of the 20K. And she says that she don't really need Will for nothing. It's no big deal. And I'm just like, dag, Will. She telling you straight up, I don't need that. Joseph said, plus she's only 24. Absolutely. She still has that immature mindset, opposite to Will. Yes, absolutely. I believe it. She's young too. And Will is in his 30s. And this is my whole point when it comes to older men dating younger women. You want the younger women because you want this fun size toy to play with, or you want to mold them into what you want them to be, but they're not mentally there to give you what you need in a committed relationship. And then you find yourself in situations like Shannon Sharp, like Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you find yourself in these issues because you want to mess around out there in the streets and think that your money speaks for you and be involved with these young girls. And then when you find yourself in a situation, now all of a sudden you want to run back to the older women and we like, nah, skirt, we ain't got time for it. Okay. So anyway, moving on from that, the bus pulls up, right? Because they're arguing about the sugar daddies outside. The bus pulls up. She acts like she's walking to get on the bus. Will grabs her up. She don't get on the good old bus. Okay. After that, Will is telling her, hold on. Oh, after that, y'all, did y'all see the part when they was at the bus stop? He stopped her from getting on the bus, right? And the waitress comes out and is like, y'all sandwiches. The waitress is like, y'all sandwiches are ready. Like, where the heck y'all going? Y'all not about to walk out on a check on me. That waitress said, baby, I'm not paying for y'all sandwiches, so your sandwiches is ready. Will said, can you make them to go? I said, the foolery, the foolery, right? And then we pan over to good old Courtney, and she up here crying. I'm like, what you crying for? What did this dude do to you that made you cry? Anyway, so they end up making up or whatever. He pulls Courtney up to the halfway house. I'm sorry, fast forward. He pulls up the next day to the halfway house, wanting to talk things out with Courtney. She said that she shouldn't be worried about all this drama with Will. With Will, right? The thing she should be worrying about is starting her life over, getting a job, and all of that. Okay. Will is leaving fast forward, he's leaving. Okay, they have made up and everything. Before they leave, they get back to the hotel room to do some freaked out Diddy session, okay, with some daggone ropes. I said, these two are a bunch of freaks, okay? They get up there, they use a little ropes, whatever they was doing. They said it's going to involve us being able to trust one another. I said trust very loosely because she's still dealing with the sugar daddies, okay? So Will gets to the airport. She's there. She don't want to leave him and all of this. He gets on the plane. He's gone back home. Now, here's the wrap up with them, and y'all not gonna believe this crap. Will gets back to California, right? Good old Sacramento. Okay. Then we turn around and get the update on good old Courtney. Yeah, Courtney got arrested 6 weeks later. I said, and they then go and tell us that they will be on life after lockup. Now, how they going to be on life after lockup unless she got out of jail? So maybe she only spent a certain period of time in lockup. But girlfriend got arrested, and I want to know what for. And they're probably going to tell us, of course, on life after lockup. Joseph said that that waitress took me out, reminded me of Charles. Your lunch is ready. I know, right? Kelly said they had their own. Yes, they had their own freak offs. Absolutely. So that was it with that couple child. Courtney found herself back in the good old jail. I don't know what for, but we shall see, I guess, on Life After Lockup because they're going to be on Life After Lockup. Let's move on to the next couple, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. Go ahead and make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to Kiana and Demondrick. These two have been dealing with each other since since she was in high school. I, for the life of me, do not understand why Kiana is acting like such a dingbat. There is no man out here on this planet, child, that could come to me with daggone 3 baby mamas and 6 kids and going to have me out here going out of my mind and up and having a fake waiting to exhale moment and putting his clothes out and stuff. I ain't got it to do with that crap. No. She don't have no kids. She has a job. She seems to have her own place. She has a career and a business because if you do hair, you could turn that into a very lucrative business. You need to focus on that, Kiana, instead of running after this ghetto shoot the club up Negro Demondrick because he ain't worth a dime in Chinese money. Okay, let's get into them. Okay, so she says that Demondrick is telling her, she's like, you cheated on me with Joella. Okay. Kelly says his baby mama went to jail. Wait, his baby mama went to jail? That's crazy. Tasha said it came out. She does have kids. So she does have children. Okay, it makes sense. But what I will say is, hats off to her for not showing them kids because this is a first. Because normally she didn't show her kids. And what's her name? The lady from New Jersey, Melissa and Louie. Melissa never showed her kids either, and we found out that she had kids. So I like the fact that at least she didn't show her kids. So she goes and tells Demondrick, you cheated on me with Joella. So we find out that Demondrick went back to Joella, cheated with her. I already told y'all that was going to happen. They got 3 kids together. He loves Joella. Joella loves him. They've been talking and all this stuff with each other. I knew something was going to happen, right? He goes and tells her, well, I cheated on you because you cheated on me. So now in this episode, we found out that while Demondrick was locked up, he did some type of cheating with Joella. And so Kiana found out about it and she decided, well, I'm going to go out and cheat too. Now, pause. If you locked up, why I got to put my life on hold? That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, driving with no driver's license. Oh, wow. Okay. Is that Joella, the baby mom that got locked up? Some of these people, they need to get it together. You're good and grown. What the heck you mean you driving without a driver's license? What are we, 15? You got to stop making Joella. Child, he should have stayed with Kiana, even though she a little bit touched by an angel, right? But at least she ain't out here driving without no driver's license. However, Demondrick tried to blame his cheating on her. Dude, you locked up. What am I supposed to do? When are you getting out? I'm supposed to sit up here and not have no type of interaction or relationship. Now they done been talking since she was in high school. So keep in mind, he done had babies on her and everything. And you mean to tell me she get with one dude while you was locked up, and all of a sudden now you feel like that's grounds for you to go cheat when you get out with Joella? No, sir. You wanted to cheat with Joella. Okay. So stop acting like that's the reason. So he gonna say take up his clothes and stuff and say, let me kill this good old wine before I leave, right? I would have smacked that glass out his hand, because what you're not gonna do is drink my daggone wine out of my daggone house and then taunt you walking out the door. I would have smacked it right on the floor. Yeah, I would have been that petty, okay? So then fast forward, we get to Joella doing a video camera, y'all, and she just so excited. And I'm like, why do y'all think Demadric is the prize? I'm just trying to understand. She's showing us how she putting his clothes in her closet. I'm like, child, you didn't win a prize. This dude is not a prize. So anyway, fast forward from that, he watches the kids while she go to work, and then vice versa. Okay. Why do we have to see the dad? They put his dad on the screen. His dad said blah, 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 nothing. I can't stand Demadric's dad, because I feel like he is one of them fathers that do not tell their sons to get your life together and stop being out here funning and gunning and be a man. He condones the player lifestyle. And I don't like the father. He has dragged Kiana several times and downed her and talked about her. I don't see it for the dad, but they had to put him on the screen, and the dad is telling him, oh, that maybe being single is an option. I said, yeah, all right, listen, dad, maybe single is an option, but I don't want to hear you. I don't want to see you, because I don't like the dad. Joseph said, I don't understand why some dudes can cheat on their woman and expect to be forgiven each time. Right. And the minute a woman steps out, yep, they're disloyal and everything but a child of God. Absolutely. I agree. I think because men feel like they have like a right to cheat, almost like men feel like, monogamy is something that wasn't created. Some men do feel like this, that monogamy was not created for men. They feel like they can go around fun and gun and do the most. And then when a woman does it, they got this visual of what another man is doing to her in the bedroom, probably what he did to her, and they can't get their mind around it, right? So I don't know. It's crazy to me. So I agree with you, Joseph. So then we move on from that. Demadric is we see him at Joella's house. They up here playing with the kids. They getting them ready or whatever. Okay. He gets on the phone with Kiana. He's talking about, yeah, I'm coming to see you, whatever, and all of this. He tells his son, oh, daddy got to go to work. Lied again. Remember, he told Kiana he had to work, right? And when he told her that, he ended up going to Joella's house. Now he at Joella's house. He going to tell the kids in front of Joella that he got to go to work. Do Demadric even have a job? Because every time he said he had to go to work, he never went to work. Okay. So, Kiana, we didn't see her. She said she still talks to Demadric every day. They are both single, but they still messing around. And I'm like, and see, Kiana, that's the problem. That's why he doesn't respect you. That's why he keeps dragging you and been dragging you since high school and going to continue to drag you, because you don't respect yourself. If a man cannot put a stamp on who you are in his life, and he keeps on dragging you around and leading you around on the string, you need to take ownership and make a decision for him and say, I'm no longer going to be your little puppet and be drug around on a string. I'm done. But Kiana got low self-esteem herself. I don't know if she feel like she can't get another man or what's going on, but Demadric is not the prize. However, you see Kiana getting ready, and I guess Demadric coming to pick her up, and she goes with him or whatever. So to wrap them up, they let us know that Kiana and Demadric are rekindling their relationship. And Demadric lives with his dad now and with Joella. So he just out here playing the field, and you're letting him, Kiana. And as long as you let him do it, he's going to continue to do it. I don't understand that. That's why I can't feel too sorry for some women out here, because if you let a person will only let you do what you allowed them to do to you. Okay, if that makes sense. I think I said it right. Yes. So if a person does something to you, you're allowing it. If you don't want somebody to do something to you, stop allowing them. And I'm just going to say, we've all been young. We've all made mistakes. I'm not judging her, but what I am saying is, as an older woman, I'm trying to impart some wisdom unto this younger community or generation. And to Kiana, if she ever comes across my video, hey girl, you need to have more respect for yourself, and and you need to tell that man to kick a big old rock, okay? Have some self-respect and self-control. He's not the last fish in the sea, okay? Pray about it, ask God for what you want, and watch God bless you with the man that's for you. Because Demadric ain't it. He got 3 baby mamas and 6 kids. Child, that right there. And I understand men make mistakes too. I get it. However, you can't even come in my face and say, hello, how are you? Once I found out you got 3 baby mamas and 6 kids. We could be sitting down chit-chatting and you go and tell me you got 3 baby mamas and 6 kids. That's the end of this conversation. Had my husband said that to me, I wouldn't have been married today. I would have been like, sir, it was nice to meet you, but I'm going about my good old business, because what you're not going to do is drag me up into some drama in your life. What's up? I am more than enough, period, podcast. I like that name. I agree. Absolutely. So let's move on from them, child. Hopefully, the Bible says that older women, and I'm paraphrasing, are supposed to teach the younger women. And so I am one of the older women, not too old. But I am here to educate and teach the younger women. Why? Because I've been there, I've done that. So it's not judgment, it's me imparting wisdom to you and saying, been there, done that. Probably not exactly that, but been there and been in some little, interesting relationships. And so now I can pass on the wisdom and say, hey, girl, you might not want to do that, because that's going to lead here. Joseph says 6 kids, 3 baby mamas, and partridge. And the partridge in the pantry, exactly. Let's move on to the next couple, y'all, which is going to be Brooke and JK. Brooke is really ghetto. If you covered Brooke's face, if you cover Brooke's face, child, I would swear up and down that she was black. Boy, the way Brooke be up here acting, I'm telling you, every time I watch her, she reminds me of some of the chicks that grew up in my neighborhood. Let's get on with Brooke and JK, right? All right. So JK is still at Alex's house. He up at Alex's house. We don't care about this conversation. He up here asking Alex, why you cheat on me and stuff. Him and his 4 teeth. Okay. Don't nobody care, JK. Okay. She cheated on you. Who cares? What's up, Ace of Spades? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Don't nobody care. JK. Okay, she cheated on you. Do you forgive her? Do you want her back, or what? Let's move on from this crap. So Alex goes outside because she starts crying, because she's like, I really do love JK and he deserves better. I say, pause. Alex, what makes you think that JK deserves better? What has he done since he's been out that makes you think he deserves better? No, he deserves exactly what he's getting right here and right now between you and Brooke. That's what he deserves. Okay. JK said that Alex hurt him because he went outside while she was crying. He said Alex hurt him in the worst way, and he started tearing up and stuff, and his bottom lip, because he don't got no teeth, was going in like an old man. It was like, I was just like, what is going on here? Okay. JK just said he couldn't get over that. She hurt him the worst, but he said he wants to be with Brooke. He loves Brooke and all this other stuff. Okay. Brooke is up here riding around and getting it up in her car because she on her way to Alex's house. Now, pause. I think this was some crap, because how long it take you to get to Alex's house? Okay. I think that was a part of the script. And they was just telling her, prolong the drive so we can have something to shoot. Joseph said, every time Brooke and JK's segment comes on, I suddenly hear the Roseanne theme song in the background. Trailer trash, realness. Absolutely. That's exactly what they give. So, Brooke is right, and she calls her friend Bonnie, and she's saying, I'm on my way to Alex's house because he got me messed up, blah, 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 all this stuff she's sitting up here talking, right? So she's still on her way. JK calls a good old Uber Black, okay? And in this Uber, did y'all notice in the Uber Black, the Uber person did not clean out the back seat? Like, I looked, and it was like stuff in the very back that the cameraman had caught, and I was like, okay, Uber driver, look, I used to do Uber. You got to make sure that you clean up. So he gets up in the car and Brooke calls. He finally answers the phone, and he was like, hey, baby. I was like, JK, she already got you tracked. Don't try to get out of it. Don't try to lie. What did JK do? He sat up here and lied. She was like, where the heck you at? What are you doing? He was like, oh, I'm just leaving a job interview. I said, liar, liar, pants on fire. Oh, I'm just leaving a job interview. She said, stop lying. I got you tracked. I see where you been at. You was at Alex's house and you was there for like 45 minutes. And he was just like, Okay. He said we was just getting closure. We was having, she said you had to go see her to get closure and blah blah blah. He tells Brooke to pull up and meet him at some place and he'll give her the location, right? Sends her the location, right? And they pull up at some public place. And I said, you know what, JK, that was probably a good idea for you to pull up at a public spot because Brooke seemed like she's unhinged. Like if she would have got you by yourself, she would have popped you upside the good old head. So and when I looked at JK, further looked at him, he got like grandpa mouth. Remember Melissa dad had the grandpa mouth when he took his teeth out? That's how JK mouth looked. And it's so crazy. Like, I'm like, oh, that would turn me off as well if you missing a whole bunch of teeth. so, so then he talking to Brooke, right? And he tells Brooke he had to, tell Alex to respect their relationship and all this other stuff. Lying again, right? Because if Alex would have said some sweet nothings to JK, he would have been really ready to go back to Alex. So I don't know why he's sitting up here lying. He said he wanted to have closure and he chooses Brooke. Okay. She says, well, it's a little too late for all that, yada, yada, yada. Okay. She ends up taking him to his mom's house, drops him off. She got to go pick up the boys. Okay. So wrap them up. They are going to be on life after lockup. We're going to have to see Yuck Mouth. We're going to have to see Yuck Mouth again on life after lockup. And as they were showing Brooke in the bathroom, Brooke had about 3-4 pregnancy tests lined up. I said, Jesus, please don't let this lady be pregnant. I said, oh my gosh, is she pregnant? I said, oh. And that could have been for the whole fluff and bells and whistles. But however, they was funning and gunning up in that retirement home bed. Y'all remember his mother's house. So they ain't used no protection. So she may very well be pregnant. I don't know. But I'm hoping not. Okay. Let's move on to the next couple, which is going to be Joey and Michael. I am so glad that Joey and Michael is done for. I don't have to see them anymore. Joey is almost 50 years old and he up here acting like he don't know the game. What is wrong with Joey? Okay. Kelly says she have a baby in February. Kelly, I'm gonna need you to keep me up to date on what's going on. You might have to message me or something because you be giving me all the sauce, right? Because I do not be keeping up with these people outside of the show for real unless somebody drops some information about them. So she's having a baby in February. Wow. Why do these women have babies with these guys that get fresh out of jail, don't have a job, can't provide for them? Now you have added a huge debt onto your life and drama because you got a new mouth to feed. You're insane. My legs would be wrapped so tight, and if they was loose, you better believe he would have a condom on, I would have a condom on, I would have birth control. Like, you can't make me get pregnant by some dude that just got out of jail. First of all, I'm not even gonna look your way. But if I was crazy enough to look your way, I'm gonna make sure I strap up, you strap up, everybody's strapped up, because it's just ridiculous. He doesn't even have a job. Oh, she had a baby in February. Okay. She's having a baby in February. She had a baby in February. Wow. That's crazy. Ugh. Joey and Michael. So Joey is up here, back up in his room, singing Brandy again, sitting up in my room, back here thinking about you. He out looking out the window. Because that's all he been doing since he been at that hotel. Every time we see him, he's sitting up in the room and Mike is out in the streets running around, drinking, getting drugs, probably getting some and all this other stuff he doing while Joey's sitting up in the room wishing on a feather that Mike is going to be a different dude. He is what he tells you. Let me tell you something. If we had to say something about Mike, right? Mike has been completely honest. He has told Joey exactly who he is, that he's a drug addict that wants to party and sleep around, and he's never going to change. He has told us that point blank and period since he got out. The first day he got out, he said, I'm waiting for the opportunity where I can get high. So it's not like he was lying to Joey about anything, but Joey wants to see what Joey wants to see because Joey's a goofy. Who raised this man? His parents dropped the ball on how to raise him to be able to have the street smarts and relationship smarts. Like, if I wasn't that into you as a person, it's Mike. Like, how the heck do you not pick this up at your big age? Joseph says, sit up in the room, looking out the window, right? Like his name is Rapunzel. Absolutely, for real. Tasha said he sure hasn't sugarcoated a thing. He said I'm a crackhead, drug dealing, prostitution type dude that's gonna sleep around. And the moment I get a chance to get high, I'm getting high out here in these streets. I'm out the party. I'm out here. He said I'm probably gonna even go back to jail. He said ain't nobody trying to live by no halfway house rules. Who cares about that crap? He was ready to go back to jail, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, let's get into them. So Mike is driving away from Joey after he told Joey it's over. He driving up here acting like he's mad that he broke Joey's heart, which he does not care. Okay. He goes and meets up with his good old friend Spencer. Now, if you are so distraught by hurting Joey, how the heck you gonna go and meet up with your friend Spencer? I don't get that, right? So he meet up with Spencer. Spencer is like, what happened with Joey? He was like, yeah, I ended it. I couldn't do it. Because after he met his family, it was too much. Like the family was just so overwhelming. You know what the family reminded me of? And this ain't no shade to this religion, but Jehovah's Witness. The family reminded me of Jehovah's Witness. You know how they knock on your door every Saturday, knock, 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 and you gotta duck under the tables and hide and stuff. His family was very aggressive. Okay, it was a little bit too much. If anything, y'all should have kept it real with Mike and Joey, because y'all should have dug in Joey's stuff too. Okay, but it was just an overwhelming amount of you can do this, blah blah. You don't have to do that. And I understand maybe their tone was trying to be encouraging, but when someone just got out of jail, baby steps, you cannot overwhelm them with so much you can make it type situation, right? I was going to say Mormon family. Yeah, that too. The Mormons and Jehovah's Witness, absolutely. Because they were just a lot. And so Mike couldn't take it. Mike could not take it, and he broke up with Joey, right? So fast forward, we get Joey at the parents' house, or he lives with his parents. And please help me understand why this man at 48 years old still lives with his parents. Please help me understand that. His parents are enablers, and they need to cut it out. The mom is up here hugging him and up here talking to him like he's a 16-year-old girl that just got her heart broken. Mom, this man's almost 50, okay? Give him some real adult talk, because I know my 50-year-old child, I would be looking at them like, well, what did you think was going to happen? He was a crackhead. He wasn't going to be with you. But now y'all sitting up here pacifying this dude for what? I don't understand. You can love your children, but give them the real as well, because this world out here don't care nothing about your kids. And all that baby stuff that you doing at their big old grown age is not going to work out here in these streets. So you need to keep it 100, Mom. And I don't know why you up here babying this almost 50-year-old man. Okay, I would have kicked him in the butt and said, get your act together. Okay, what is the problem? This man showed you who he was. Did you think it was going to be anything different? Like, come on now. So then what else happened? Child, they got on my nerves. Mike, we find out, is back in prison. Tasha said, and kiss him on the lips. I get everyone loves different, but kissed him on the lips, y'all. Come in close, because I'm about to get ignorant. Kissed him on the lips, and he might have went down on Mike and some other dudes. And you kissed them on the lips. Let me tell you something. First of all, I'm not kissing my adult child on the lips anyway, because I don't know who you've been sexing out there in them streets. You're getting a kiss on the forehead or on the cheek, child. I'm not kissing you on the lips. So she done kissed. You know what? I'm staying off of it. Let's move on, right? So fast forward, right? Tasha, I'm sorry. I ain't want to go there. But y'all was probably thinking it, right? So Mike is back in prison, y'all. And as soon as I saw it, I said, I told y'all. I have been telling y'all for weeks this man was going back to jail. Joseph said, if your parents ain't sick, why are you all up in their house? Right. I hope he's paying some bills at least. I hope so too. But the way they pacify him, child, it got me giving no. He claimed that what did he say? He moved in with his parents because something happened financially with him. But I'm just like, okay, so what is your plans to get out of that situation, right? And like you said, Joseph, if your parents are sick, yes, I get it. Moving in to help take care of them, things like that. But if your parents ain't sick and stuff like that at 50 years old, you need to have your own stuff. Okay. It's giving bum. Okay, it's giving leech. It's giving y'all baby and this grown man. It's just giving that. Every time I hear Joey talk and look at him, I can't see anything else but a teenager. Like that's how he operates and behaves. Like, what is up, dude? You 50. Cut it out. Cut it out. Okay. So Mike back in jail, right? He said hold on, y'all. He said he used, right? Joey said that he had reached out to him when he was up with Spencer and stuff, and he said he didn't want to be overbearing, so he left him alone, right? So Joey starts crying, all right, and Joey starts this boo-hoo crying, and this was extremely sad on a spiritual level because Joey says to us that he is going to be alone, that he's never going to have anyone to love him. I'm gonna go straight pastor for a minute, y'all. Y'all know I'm a gangster disciple for Jesus. I am, because I love Jesus all day, every day, and I would not give you buck for my Lord and Savior. Okay, but we about to get to the nitty gritty and the real of the real of the real. Joey, the only person that can ever love you the way that you need to be loved is Jesus, okay? He loves you so much and is so in love with you that he hung, bled, died, and rose for you, sir. And if you was the only person on the earth, he would have done it for you. He is the only person that's going to love you in the way that you are craving. Yes, you are going to have relationships. What's up, Yuli girl? Tasha said Michael is in his happy place. Absolutely. I know he was relieved when he went back. Yes, absolutely. Michael loves prison. So the only ones that's going to love you the way that you need to be loved is Jesus, unconditionally, no matter what you do. He's the one. So Joey up here crying because he needs to get to know Jesus. That's just the end of the matter. God is love. And the fact that he is up here hanging his love and affection on a earthly man that is going to disappoint him is crazy to me. It was so sad for me to watch him cry like this, saying that no one is ever going to love him. He's going to be alone. I said, child, listen. God loves you. You would never, once you get to know Jesus, you are never alone. Even if you are single, you are never alone. The love of God is unbelievable and can wrap you up in your lowest broken places, right? And the fact that he just is wrapping this up on Mike, who is this imperfect, drug-filled dude that don't want to fun and gun and sleep around and get back in prison, is insane to me. How do you have any peace thinking that you're going to find love in somebody else? We are imperfect people. Don't hang your happiness, don't hang your love, don't hang nothing on no human being. I do not look to my husband to make me happy. God is the one that makes me happy because my husband is imperfect and flawed. So any day of the week, he could do something to make me unhappy. So now what does that mean for me if I hang my happiness on my husband? Come on now, Joey, like get your life together, sir. Yuli said Joey needs to learn to first love himself. Absolutely. Love Jesus, and Jesus is going to help you love yourself. And that's the end of the matter. Okay. But moving on from that, I didn't want to preach, but I had to preach. So the mom said she didn't think it was going to work anyway. I was like, Mom, why you didn't tell Joey that from the beginning? Like, you should have been telling something, it wasn't going to work no way. You should have freaking told Joey that from the beginning. And she probably did, but Joey was too hung up on Mike. Joseph said he also have to love himself to know that life ain't over. Yes, if you don't find your soulmate you're looking for. Absolutely. Yuli said, I ask for clarity in the happiness I seek. I always ask for guidance and light in this path. Absolutely. Yes, Kelly. I'm on. Listen, every time I get a chance, I'm going to stand on business for Christ. Because let me tell you something, sidebar testimony. Okay, I ain't going to take long on this because we got another couple, right? So before I met my husband, I had very low self-esteem. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, very low self-esteem, because I was like Joey, looking for love in all the wrong places, right? I was a Christian, I was going to church and everything, but I desired companionship. And it's nothing wrong with that because God, when he created Adam, he said it's not good for man to be alone, right? So he desires for us to be in relationship with a companion. So it's nothing wrong with wanting to be in a relationship, right? However, I was like Joey, and that's why I can speak so passionate about it because I was hanging the fact fact that I wasn't married, the fact that I wasn't in a committed relationship, it was messing with me. I wanted that. I wanted to be in that. And I had to learn how to love myself. I had to learn how to be happy in my singleness. I had to learn how to put my focus and energy into my daughter and first into God. I had to get back to where I needed to be. And God, when I was ready, and I got out of that headspace, that low self-esteem, that thinking I needed a man, that acting like it was the end of the world if I didn't have one. Okay. Then God brought the husband and blessed me. Okay. So you gotta get to a point where you love yourself, where you put your time and energy on the things that matter, where you live your life. If you're single, go out and live. And then the person's gonna come. But don't sit up here and think that happiness is based off of a person. If this person come, then I'm gonna be straight. And I literally was like that at one point. I thought that once I get married, I'm gonna be straight. This person gonna be straight. I'm gonna be straight. And no, that's not the case. That's not the case. And so this is why I can speak passionate to Joey and about Joey, because I have been there where Joey has been at. But he needs to understand that you can't wrap your happiness on a man, on anybody for that matter. Okay? Jesus is the only one that's going to give you that. Point blank, period. All right, y'all, moving on. So his mom knew it wasn't going to work out. What else happened with them? We find out that Mike is up in St. Anthony work camp. Now, I don't know. Maybe that's some type of prison or something. I don't know. Okay. He said he wasn't ready to give up not being high, right? He says he got high. He was out funning the gun and partying probably with Spencer. He got into an accident in the stop sign and he had drugs on him, okay? And what ended up happening, he got locked up. He violated his parole by not being at the halfway house. And so they locked his tail up, okay? What else happened? He said right after he broke up with Joey that afternoon, he went on to start using. He said, and he also, now y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Did he say he was slept with 14 people? He said something about 14 people. Now I wrote down 14 people. So I don't know if he said he said he'd been with 14 people. So I'm thinking he has slept with 14 people. 14 people? You've been out of jail for 3 weeks. Mike is a whore too. He needs deliverance. Okay. He got a Jezebel spirit all up on him. He got the LGBT spirit all up on him. He needs help and deliverance. Okay. Point blank to the period. Because if you out for 3 weeks and you slept with 14 people, that's disgusting. Are you not worried about getting some type of disease or something, sir? Like, what is the problem? So anyway, yeah, he was only out for 3 weeks. And then he violated, they locked him up. Okay. Fast forward to wrap them up, they let us know that Joey is sober, that Mike was arrested for the drugs, of course, and Mike is not going to be released from prison until 2029. I said, my Lord. And when he was talking to us, he looked like he was just as happy. He probably got his old bunk back. I don't know. Yuli said, "Child Michael," and then he was looking for Joey again. Yeah, and he was looking for Joey to call him up and stuff like that again. I hope Joey didn't, because if you do, you're a fool. Moving on to the last couple, y'all, that we're going to talk about. Thank y'all for joining me. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all smash the subscribe button. We're going to talk about good old Alexis and Julia's child. I'm about to dig into Alexis. Let me make sure I ain't leave nobody else out. We got Kiana, Brooke and JK, Joey and Mike, Brian and Brooklyn, Savannah then wrapped up. All right, yeah. Alexis and Julius. Alexis, I ain't judging you, girl, because I've been there. I ended up letting the man shoot the club up that wasn't worth 2 dimes in Chinese money too. And I ended up becoming a single mom. So this ain't even about to be a real drag of you, Alexis, but I'm about to just let you know, from an older woman's perspective that, this man gave you all types of clues, red flags. I mean, the flags was so red. They was bats of blind red. Okay. And you ignored the red flags. Okay. The worm and self-esteem. Absolutely. So Alexis lets us know that he didn't come home. Y'all remember she rolled up on him at the parking lot. He was up here buying clothes with the video girls and everything. She rolled up on him and all this stuff. They had their little spat last episode. She went back to the house. She lets us know on this episode he did not come home. She up in the good old kitchen cooking some breakfast. Okay. Joseph said prison is the and stay at the Four Seasons. Yeah, to Michael, the way he keeps going back. I know he likes it there because he gets to have his boyfriends there. He gets to, three cots and a hot. He ain't got to try there. He could just, have a good time there. I need to tour a prison because I heard they had like gaming systems and TVs and all type of stuffs up in there. And I'm like, it's a prison. It's supposed to be punishment. They're not supposed to have all that stuff. Yuli said, why would you cook or uncooked for this worm? I know exactly. She kicked him out and she posted on TikTok video. Yeah, I saw that on the TikTok video when she says, I got a house, I got a car, I got a house, I got a car, whatever. He about to leave his family and all this other stuff she said. I said, child, you look goofy out here on these streets, but out of it came a blessing of a beautiful baby girl, right? But at the same time, let's get into why she was just really ridiculous. I feel that TikTok video was a skit. Was it? Do you think it was a skit? I don't know. It might have been. Shoot, if it is, you need to find something to do, girl, because that was not a good look for you. So Julius ain't come home. She cooking the dinner, right? 2 seconds later, who comes in? Mumbling, non-communicative Julius. Now, how in the world, Alexis, did this dude even pull you? He don't complete no sentences. He don't talk. You ask him a question, he's just like, yeah, it is what it is. Yaggity smaggity, don't talk back, yak, yak, yak. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to sit up here and be interested in some dude I can't even have a conversation with. I don't understand you, sir. Speak in a complete sentence. That bacon was burnt. The bacon was burnt. I was like, I would have threw that in the trash and just ate the eggs. But he come in the house 2 seconds later. What? And did y'all see that huge bottle of Don Julio he had in his hand? I said, child, what is going on? You are on parole, sir. So you just out here on this syndicated show with a big old giant bottle of Don Julio, right? So your PO could just see it and everything. I keep telling y'all, the police don't got to work hard. All they got to do is follow these convicts on their social media and watch Love After Lockup, and they'll see everything they need to know. Okay, it was burnt, it was raw. I know, right? You saw the raw parts and then you saw the burnt parts. It was crazy. Yuli said the worm needs speech therapy, and how he said he don't need a job. All I said was bye. Girl, we about to get into it because I'm dragging the mess out, Alexis, because yeah, I did some things when I was younger. Yes, I ended up being a single mom on my own account. What's up, Crook? How you doing? But I ain't never ever did this part that he gonna get into. So he come up in there, right? And he come up in there, he don't even say, hey, how you doing? I'm sorry I ain't come home last night or nothing. He walk up in the kitchen where the food at. She tells him, I ain't cook you nothing because I ain't know if you was coming home. But that was a lie, because 2 seconds later he come back with the good old raw and cooked bacon and the eggs. So I thought you ain't cook him nothing. Alexis, stop playing. You cooked enough because you was hoping he came back home. And if he didn't come home, all you was going to do is put it in the daggone plastic thing and put it in the refrigerator. Joseph said her mind was centered all around him. She didn't even realize she burnt the bacon, right? Bacon, especially eggs, are too expensive. Listen, to be burning, absolutely too expensive. So he gets the food, he sits down, and 2 seconds later she go in the back and she grabbed the pregnancy tests that she had took, right? She slams them on the table like y'all remember y'all remember oh, what was the show? Love and Hip Hop back in the day. Remember Peter Guns, Amina, and Tara, that whole throuple, and where Amina got pregnant and she slapped the pregnancy test on the table on the reunion. I don't know if y'all I used to love me some Love and Hip Hop, but that's what she did to Julius. Okay, she slaps two on the table, and he was like, what's this? I'm looking like, Negro, it's a pregnancy test. Kelly said, I remember, right? It's a pregnancy test. Okay. He says, so he says, wow. He's like, wow, that's crazy. I was like, what? Wow, that's crazy. I was like, this dude can't even speak. So he said, are those right? Because sometimes those don't be right. She said, yes, they're right. I took 2 of them. Yes, I'm pregnant. She said, my boobs hurt. I've been throwing up. I know that I'm pregnant. Joseph said that was when Love and Hip Hop was good. That was when Love and Hip Hop was good, Joseph. Yes, it was. Yuli says, I said, literacy, Jesus, take the wheel. Yes. Like, what is wrong with him? So then he was like, it is what it is. I was like, Lord Jesus. So he was like, I came out. He tells confessionals, I don't really want to have no kids. I was like, well, you should have wrapped it up then if you ain't want to have no daggone kids. What you mean? You sleeping with somebody? First of all, Julius, stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. We know you went in jail when you was young, but you already know if you don't wear a condom, it could possibly equal baby time. Okay, stop playing. Okay, he said every time out, he don't really want no kids, right? She goes and gets up and goes into the closet and starts crying, right? Do you think he went after her right away? No. He took his good old time to go after her and comfort her while she crying in her clothes. Okay. She said he brings her out the room and she says, I was expecting him to be happy. Why were you expecting him to be happy, Alexis? This dude ain't been happy about nothing but going to the studio and the two video chicks in the daggone parking lot. That's the first time we ever seen him act like he cared about anything. Why did you expect this to be any different? You expected yourself to get pregnant. He was going to be like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Yes, I'm ready to be a father. He ain't ready to do nothing. I was like, am I glad is it me? Right. Game over. And said, absolutely. So yeah, then she says that she didn't meet her dad until she was 13. So she don't want the same thing for her daughter. She also said that she wants a good life, a better life for her daughter, their child together. Apparently he fell asleep in right. Sex ed class. You know how to say it. Right. Right. I agree, Joseph. And I couldn't bring your comment on the screen because for some reason YouTube hid it. I don't know. They're so sensitive these days. If you say sex or anything else, they start tripping out and they hide the comment. But I could view it, but I can't post it. So what she said, she didn't meet her dad till she was 13, and even then they didn't even have a really great relationship. Okay. Julius, she said when he was in jail, he was talking about he wanted kids and everything like that. I said, Alexis, that was jail talk, honey. You good, Joseph? Nah, you good. You good. It ain't bother me, but YouTube apparently is so sensitive. Child Alexis needs extreme therapies, psychiatrist, and a mommy and me. Yes, time with her mother. Absolutely. Where is her mother? Where is her family? We ain't see nobody except for her friend that was ready to nuck if you buck on the last episode. So Julius, gave her the jail talk. She fell for it. Okay. She talking about, now that I'm pregnant, we need to get ourselves together. I said, what do you mean? Now that you're pregnant, you should get yourself together? No, ma'am. You should have got yourself together before y'all got pregnant, Alexis. You ain't nobody said you couldn't have had sex with the dude, right? I would have preferred you didn't. However, since you went ahead and did it, why didn't you use a condom? Why didn't you use a condom? And furthermore, in this generation, and I'm gonna keep it 100. I love Jesus all day, every day, and y'all know that. But I'm one of them Christians that keep it 100 and be real about it. Okay. There's so many ways that you could prevent pregnancy in 2025. You don't even have to get pregnant at this point. Do you know the plethora of things that they have to stop that sperm before it even gets to the egg? You got Plan B pills. Why didn't you take one? I don't understand. But she wanted this. She wanted this with Julius because she felt like this was going to be her makeshift family and all this other stuff. Dude, girl, condoms, Plan B, they got all types of stuff. Okay. Now, abortion is the last route. I don't agree with abortions. However, it's an option. It is an option these days. Now it's harder to get now because of the legalities and stuff like that. It's your choice. I don't agree with it. However, there are ways, right, that you don't have to go forward with it, but you wanted it because you think that Julius is going to be this. He hasn't showed you anything that makes you feel like he's going to be a good dad or a good support to you. No, she wanted a light eyes baby and she wanted to have the baby, right? So what else? So she says we need to get ourselves together. She tells him, you need to just go get a good old job. Y'all, when I tell y'all this man, what he told her in the next few minutes, I almost cussed. And I don't even curse, but he almost had me cussing at the TV and throwing stuff at the TV. He gonna tell her, I ain't getting no job. Why don't you pick up more hours? Hold up. For the people in the back that didn't hear what I just said, he told this pregnant woman that just found out she was pregnant with his child, that already works two jobs, that already is going to school, to pick up more hours. Basura, trash, Absolutely disgusting. And she sat up here and got an attitude about it because they did have a moment where they was going back and forth at the table. You say yes. She even named the baby after him. Absolutely. I said, you glad I ain't there because I would have turned it to we would have turned into Medea. Absolutely. I would have started stabbing them or something. Ain't no way you gonna knock me up, right? I'm up here sick, going through it. You can tell that she having a girl because I ain't gonna lie. Some women carry their babies really well. They look really pretty when they're pregnant and stuff. That was not my case, child. I knew I was having a girl because for some reason the girls suck all the beauty out of you. My neck turned black, my nose spread out, my daggone feet got big, my ankles got swollen. I was turning into a freaking predator or something. It was horrible. I felt like I was so ugly when I was pregnant, and and I felt I was having a girl. And every time I meet somebody that says they're having a girl, they almost look like the baby girl is sucking the beauty from them to get put into the baby or something. I don't know what it was, but I looked disastrous, and that's how I knew I said Alexis having a girl because she blackened up and she don't look, so yeah, I already knew. I would have told him to get out too, Kelly. Like, you cannot, you got me messed up. So he gonna tell her pick up some more hours. He said, then he goes down and says, I got another mouth to feed. I can't be doing that. Like, I'm already, got you and then this baby. And he talking about some, you ain't support me. What you do to me? She was like, you got a roof over your head. You got, food. You got a car. He talking about some, I don't need that. I got places I could go. I would have said, oh yeah, Negro, then go wherever you need to go. Find the places to go then, because what the heck you send me telling some, I ain't do nothing for you. Then he goes on. She says, I put money on your books and stuff. He said, yeah, I mean, you did that, but she said, so I held you down. He was like, and that's why, this what he said. And this why you in the situation you in now. Did y'all hear that? Because he said it and there was a lot going on. I rewinded a couple of times. He said, this why you in the situation you in now. See, his mindset is, you thought because you put money on my books and held me down while I was in jail that I was going to come out and be a good man to you. No, ma'am. And that's why you like this. And in this situation right now with a baby that I don't want, and the fact that I can get up and go wherever I want, because I ain't really want to deal with you for real. You was just entertainment like Ashley was, the other girl, right? So he said, that's why you in the situation you in now. I said, what? I said, he got me all the way messed up. Yuli says she did tell him to get out. Then she went after him. Yeah, right. For real. He think he is God, Kelly. He think he is the prize. Like he said, he is a catch. He think he is the prize. And I don't know who hyped him up. Dude, just because you mixed and just because you tall or whatever somebody done told you that you think you cute or whatever, you are not the prize. You ain't got. I don't care. You could have stepped out there looking like Aaron Pierre, and still I would have been turned off because you don't got nothing going on for yourself. The outer phase, boo. What can you do for me? What can you add to my life? How can we build together? You have nothing going on. A good looking man that's a bum is not attractive. Okay. So he sits up here and he said, all I'm here to do at your house is sleep here and F you. Did y'all hear that part? All I'm here to do is sleep here and F you. That's all he said. I said, ooh, I had to pause it and get up and walk around and punch the air like Boys in the Hood. Remember Boys in the Hood when Ricky died and Trey was like, I was just like, I know this dude ain't sit up here and tell her that. Now she sat back and looked a little bit right. I said, Alexis, why are you not grabbing a knife out the kitchen to the point where producers would have had to break it up? Because I would have walked him out the door with the knife. You're not about to sit up here and tell me all I'm here to do is sleep here and F you. Are you insane, sir? Like, who told you you were this magnificent prize? Child, this argument right here, and I know that she's pregnant with his baby, this would have had me done with him. It wouldn't have been no after pictures of me and him at the baby shower and stuff like that. I would have not withheld him from his child, no, but we would have been done. You would have had to had a third party come pick up the baby and meet y'all somewhere or whatever. I don't want to see you anymore after this. You disrespected me on the highest level. Right. And then it gets worse. Joseph said, Alexis is better than me. It would have been all that talking. Yes, drop kicking would have been. Girl, listen, I would have been kickboxing up in there. My neighbors would have been like, "What is going on over there?" I would have dropped the skinny tail. Okay, you can't. No, 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 sir. Um, and then he goes on. She says, get out of my house. My mic need to be charged up. Can you hear me now? Give me a yes if you can hear me now. It should be good now. Um, but yeah, okay, yes, okay, good. So he outside, okay, good. So he outside with his good old duffel bag and stuff. Here come Alexis outside. She ain't got no bra on. The boobs are sagging. She got on the daggone shirt. Um, shirt has some daggone stain on it. Shorts on. Thank you, Tasha. It has some shorts on and stuff, looking like a whole hot mess. Child, if I was driving on the highway, I'd be like, what the heck is going on over there? Like, it look a little ghetto. Just a little bit. So she outside with Julius, right? And she out here talking to him, and she pouring her heart out to him, letting him know that she wants their child to have better than what they had. While she's talking to him, this is Julius. She like, you ain't even gonna look at me. You're not even looking at me. Why you not looking at me? Like, I'm trying to tell you like what's going on. He was like, I mean, I was like, what is wrong? This is he slow? Somebody tell me if he's slow or not. What's going on? Best. Yeah, you say, yeah, I'm relatable to that. Okay. How you doing? Welcome to the live. I think that says best BST. I think that is. I'm not sure. But yeah, he wasn't even looking at her while she's pouring her heart out to him. I said, "Oh my goodness." Then he turns around and says, Alexis just like to argue. Like, she every time she see me and I come in the house, she likes to argue. So she toxic. I said, "She's toxic." I said, "She's toxic, Julius, really?" Child, let me tell you something. The cars would have had to stop outside because I would have dropped them. Straight rabbit punch. Bow. You ain't you. I'm toxic. Oh my gosh. You know he re- he repeated high school several times. He had to. He just trying to act, he trying to listen. He trying to act hard for this show. I think the producers told him, maybe, why don't you trump up the whole bad boy routine or whatever it is, so that we can get some more ratings or something. I don't know. Girl, your stories are almost better than the top. Thank you, but this is our review for Love After Lockup. But thank you, I appreciate it. I got some stories on my channel, story times. But so he's saying she toxic. His Uber pulls up. He says, "My car about to arrive." He gets in the car and rides away. Alexa's standing out there looking like she just over it. I said, "Whoa, child." Oh my goodness. And in my mind at that point, I was like, Alexis, I know and I'm not in a position to tell no woman to do this. And if somebody get offended by what I'm about to say, I am completely sorry. But I would have probably gave that baby up for adoption. And just to be done with Julius. Just to be done with him. Now, I don't mean to offend nobody, but it's like she's now got herself into a situation. She kept the baby and had the baby, which is great. And I do believe every child should be with their parent, right? I do. I really, really do. But look at what this man has shown us and the hell she's about to go through. I don't know. Oh. Joseph said, Malibu's most wanted is what Julius is giving to me, trying to be hard. Absolutely. But you know what? I'm glad, and I'm glad she did keep the baby, right? Because sometimes them babies get in adoption systems and things like that, and they don't get in the best home. So I get it, but is the baby really in the best home at this point? With Alexis walking around with low self esteem, with her acting like she don't know her worth, and then Julius can't form complete sentences, and he out here funning and gunning in the street, thinking he gonna be the next Jay-Z and everything, and he don't have no work ethic. Is this child really in the best environment? I feel like this, as this baby grows up and get older, the baby's going to see a lot of arguments, a lot of this and that back and forth. It's just going to be a lot of drama, and that's not good for a child's upbringing. And this is why sometimes I have strong opinions that will be unpopular to a lot of people, like giving your baby up for adoption, making sure they get in the right family. Not saying you can't see the child. You could have an open adoption or whatever you want to do, but sometimes the child being with the biologicals is not always beneficial for the child. Julie said he scares me, and how can he carry the baby girl? Yeah, I wouldn't trust him to carry my puppy, let alone a baby. Tasha said the child is in the exact environment. Alexis said, Tasha, you just preached a whole sermon. Alexis did not want her child to be in the same environment by a single mom, not knowing the dad, and she turned around and put her baby in the same exact environment. She is, if he stays. Yes, absolutely. So to wrap them up, right? So hold on, y'all. And it was just sad. This segment was just sad to watch too. Because it was like I was sitting there watching a woman walk into single motherhood again. Because real talk, I was a single mother. I wasn't raised by a single mother. My mom and dad were married. They got a divorce when I was like 10. So they stayed married like 10 years. They got a divorce, but my dad wasn't really around. So my mom raised us as a mother. She wasn't well, I'm gonna say this. My mom was a single mother at a certain point because my dad wasn't around, right? But no woman, and I don't care who you are and what you say, signs up to be a single mother. No woman wants that. It is hard work. And I didn't sign up to be a single mom. Yeah, I wasn't with my daughter's father either, but I met up with him. I said, listen, let's just co-parent. Let's work this out. Let's not try to drag the courts into it. Let's do, our adult thing, and let's like really be parents to this child. And he didn't want that. You know what I'm saying? So I end up having to be a single mom. But did I want that? No, heck no. No woman wants to do it. It's hard. It's hard work. It is very difficult to try to balance a 9 to 5 and a child at the same time. And then school is hard work. So no woman wants to sign up for that. Right. But then when you choose certain type of dues, you have to understand that you are walking yourself into a very horrible group and community of single mothers. Yes, single mothers make it do what it do because we are superheroes. We do make it do what it do. But if you ask any single mother, I guarantee none of them wanted to be that. They did it because they love their children, and they had to do that. But they didn't want that. Joseph said, "Nah, I get it. In this case, I would have minded hold on minded the option of abortion or adoption because no baby should be brought up into this toxicity or relationship." Yeah. Kelly says Justine and Michael going to be on life. Oh god, Kelly, why you tell me that? I don't want to see Justina no more. Oh, she's so annoying. Oh god. Right, Yuli, we feel the same way. um this feels like therapy lessons. I don't want to see them either. I don't want to see Justine and Michael no more. Why? They back because they need a check, okay? Because that album, that little song they put out together didn't hit, and they got about 10, 11, 15 kids up in the house, so they need some daggone money. So that's why they back. But anyway, yeah, no woman wants to be no single mom, man. Come on now. So Alexis, and I'm sitting there watching her on TV, and I'm like, wow, I'm literally watching a woman about to go into single motherhood. I said, wow, welcome to the club, Alexis. I mean, It's a club of women where we have to do what we have to do, but it is not one that a lot of women sign up for. Now, there are some women that are successful and they go to sperm banks and they just say, I want to be a mother. And so they go on that line of things, knowing that they're going to be a single mom, and they're cool with that. But the majority of women do not sign up for it. I'm telling you now, because it's hard to do. What else to wrap them up? Ashley, we see an update on Ashley. She got the tattoo of Julius that she got on her chest covered up, and she got a new boyfriend. Okay, now they should have said she still got the same wig. Because it looked like that wig was still wigging. I was like, she still got that party store wig on, but whatever. It then says Julius and Alexis got back together and they had the baby girl, of course, Juliana, and that was it with them. I kind of wonder if they're going to be on Life After Lockup. I actually, throughout all their toxicity, I'm curious to know if Julius is going to get his life together, get a job, and do what he needs to do. So I would have wanted to see them back on Life After Lockup. A baby should always have both parents. Yes, parents at all times. All children deserve parents. Yep, but not every child deserves a parent. Absolutely. I mean, you know, all children deserve love. All children deserve to be protected. All children deserve to grow up in a healthy environment. And that doesn't always mean that it is your biological parents. Joseph said, I don't know if y'all seen this movie before, but there's a indie film called Just Another Girl on the IRT. It's about teen pregnancy. I may have to check that out. I have to check it out. Where do you find it at? Like on what platform do you find it on? But that's my review, y'all, of Love After Lockup, the season finale. Tasha said she's seen that movie. Okay. Preemie, preemie. Tasha said she's seen that movie. Oh, Prime. You were trying to say Prime, Kelly. I gotta go look that up. I want to say I feel like I've heard that name before, but I gotta go look it up. But yeah, that's my review on Love After Lockup, season 6, episode 10. What was it? New Flames and something, child. The title was in the thumbnail description. But if y'all liked the review, go ahead and give this a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. 1993 it came out. Oh wow, it's been out for a long time. I'm gonna have to go check that out on Prime. Yeah, but this is my review on it. We will be back. Life After Lockup, it's not coming back until July, I think. I don't know if it's coming back in July or not, but I'll be here to review it. I'll let y'all know. In the meantime, in between time, I'm gonna definitely get into reaction videos. I know y'all keep hearing that, but I'm definitely getting into reaction videos because there's a lot of stuff on the YouTube that I want to cover. I am covering the Diddy trial. I have been covering every day of the Diddy trial. So if you all have not seen it or heard about it or whatever, I have reviewed it. Day 1 through 9 on my channel is up. So if you want to go see that, and they're broken down, of course, if you want to see that, go ahead and see that. There's no court tomorrow for the Diddy trial. However, it will resume on Tuesday, and that will be day number 10 of the trial, and I will be covering it. So in lieu of hot topics, unless something really, really interesting happens outside of the Diddy case, I have been covering that instead of my hot topics segment. Of course, y'all know on Mondays, I do Motivational Mondays. If you like that, I put out a short every Monday of motivation to you all. And that is basically it for me. The new season is back on August. Oh, okay. It comes back on in August. Okay, so I'll be here. In August, I'll be here covering it. I have to go, but I'll be back next stream, maybe. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. So yeah, make sure y'all notification buttons is on, so that you all can know when I go live. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this episode. Shout out to the replay gang. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about this episode. Again, this was a pretty good season finale for them. Alexis and Julius triggered the mess out of me. Thank you, Crooks. Bless you too. They triggered the mess out of me, child, because it was watching a woman go into single motherhood. Even though they say they got back together, that man is going to have her as a single mother. And again, like somebody mentioned earlier on her TikTok, he left the house again after the baby was born. Like, he has places to go, and so he leaves every chance he gets. She is going to end up being a single mom. And I'm just like, dang, man, that's a community that we need to, work hard to close up. We need to we need to stop that. That needs to stop. But as long as you got, some of these women is making these bad decisions and choices, and they don't listen to the older community of women who's been there, done that, we're gonna continue to have this community grow. And unfortunately, it's probably never going to change, and it's just sad. It's sad, and I'm more concerned about the children more than anything else. Like I just, I love children. My heart goes out to children so much because they deserve to have a good quality of life. Q and D is on, like, they on life after lockup too. I don't want to see them on life after. Why are they on life after lockup? They don't have nothing going on for real. So if they're on life after lockup, of course Joella's coming. Because without Joella, I mean, they don't really have a storyline. Oh boy. Well, we'll see in August. Joseph said, I'm gonna start calling Alexis and Julius Jody and Yvette. Right. They're just all the way trifling. Yes, absolutely. It's just, and even Alexis, she don't even look the same. This man has sucked all of the beauty out of her. He's the worst. Now she got a baby with him, and I guess she got to deal with it, y'all. But anyway, y'all, let me get up off of here. I love y'all so much. Thank you all for joining me. And until we meet again, y'all have a sappy. Y'all have a happy and blessed Sunday. And I love y'all so, so much. I thank God for y'all. I love YouTube. I pray that y'all have a absolutely amazing, beautiful night. That y'all have an absolutely amazing, beautiful beginning of your work week. That God just fills your lives up with all the goodness, blessings, and joy. That you all are prosperous. That you all get to know Jesus in a way that you have never known him before. I pray for everybody on this live that y'all lives are just filled with such happiness and joy. And that is just my shout out, my prayer for y'all, because I just really love YouTube, and I love this space. I love when I can interact and talk with you all. Thank you, Kelly. Good night. Bye, Joseph. I just love it. I love it here. I love this space. And I'm looking forward to the growth, to growing. I'm looking forward to the 1K subscribers. That is definitely on the rise. But even if I never get another subscriber, I love just doing YouTube. I love doing it. So anyway, y'all, but that's my blessing over you all. I hope y'all have a great night. I love y'all so much. And until we meet again. Bye.